Sure, I'd love to explain. In general, women don't really see men as like a fixed number on a scale. We pretty quickly divide you into 3 different looks categories. On one end of the spectrum is male model. I know all my friends are going to think he's hot. This is rare to see in real life. It's usually celebrities. Then there's absolutely not, which is different for all women. My friend would never date a skinny guy under any circumstances, but I really like skinny guys. But the vast majority of men fall into the other category, which ranges from meh to kind of cute. And as we get to know you, there are tons of factors that literally change your physical appearance to us. Everything from the way your voice sounds to how you smell to how funny you are. And that can nosedive you down into absolutely not, or bring you up to I want him status.
What she's saying is exactly true. And here's the thing. You don't really have to worry about this. All you have to do is have your masculine identity about you. That's it. So notice that she also talked about how you smell, how your voice sound, all these different things. All those things go into your masculine identity, right? What sets you apart individually from any other man is what is either gonna, like she says, nosedive or raise you up. Right? Because attraction is not something you can necessarily explain. Now, like she said, you got the quote unquote male models or the celebrities or people who have a certain level in status. See, you have to understand that there is something called herd mentality attraction, right? Where women are attracted to someone or something because she knows that a lot of other people are already attracted to it. So there's something inside of her that, because she is focused on survival. Remember, a woman's nature is survival, right? Because they are the weaker species. You know, they have to be protected so they can carry child for 9 months and also successfully and safely give birth, right? So there's a lot of things about a woman that in her mind, in her cells, in her chromosomes, she's focused on survival, right? So whenever she comes across a person who has a certain level of status or looks that is conventionally regarded as, you know, good looking or a celebrity or somebody with a lot of money, a woman is going to use a lot of her ego, right? Like her frontal lobe, her conscious mind to force herself to be attracted to that man off rip. But see, this is why a lot of celebrity relationships and, you know, relationships with rich people, they actually don't work out because the ego forces the woman to be attracted to the man. But when she actually gets to know his masculine identity beyond the fame, beyond the status, beyond the money, beyond the looks, then she starts to realize, based on who he is, based on his actual masculine identity, I'm not that attracted to him. And then you find a lot of divorce with celebrities and rich people. You get what I'm saying? Now, then, of course, you have the absolutely nots, right? Where they can tell from standing a couple of feet away from you initially that they're just not attracted. Now, this could be depending on a woman, the way a woman has been raised and her culture and what her life experience and what she understands to be attractive and not attractive. It varies, right? So she could be looking across and be like, ew, no, I would never date some guy like that, right? And then, of course, she says you have a lot of the, you know, the in between, which is to I want him. And that's where most men fall. But again, here's the thing. You don't really have to worry about this. All you have to do as a man with a masculine identity pretty much is to play the numbers game. Because again, attraction is not something that you can quantify. It's not something that you can necessarily calculate. You understand? Because ego attraction and herd mentality attraction is just that, right? She'll be attracted to the guy with the looks, money, and status up front because she is forcing herself to be attracted to him. But when we're talking about real sexual and physical and carnal attraction, and she gets to know that person, is not there. You get what I'm saying? So all you have to do is have your masculine identity. Now, here's what's cool about having a masculine identity. Your masculine identity is one of one. Your masculine identity is rare and specific. And so the women that are attracted to you, right, when they get to know your masculine identity, in most cases, it's real attraction. Meaning that it comes from a natural place, right? It's not her ego. It's not a herd mentality. It's not her forcing herself to like you or to be attracted to you. It just comes naturally, right? And I tell guys this a lot. You have to understand that there is always a chance of a woman being attracted to you. And the reason why is because everyone has grown up in different families, cultures, neighborhoods, and they come from all walks of life. So you have to understand that, you know, no matter what you look like as a man, if you're short, tall, fat, skinny, for example, if you're a fat guy, right, you're kind of chubby dude, you got a belly or something. If she grew up in a family where most of the guys in her family was stocky or chubby or fat or had a belly, chances are she can be attracted to you. Right? Because you have to understand that growing up in a loving, especially if she grew up in a loving, healthy family, but it just so happens that most of the patriarchs in her family were kind of chubby or had a belly or something, like her granddad, her uncles, her father, her older brothers or whatever. Right? She looks at her cousins and she has certain levels of admiration, and she looks at her family and she's like, look, my family's a good looking family. Right? When she goes out into real life and she's looking for a mate, in many cases, she will subconsciously look for the guy that's a little chubby, that guy with a little belly, the guy that reminds her of the men in her family that she looks up to. Remember what I said about the whole thing with survival, right? She's looking for that safety. And if she grew up in, like I said, a healthy, stable family, in her mind, subconsciously, her mind is telling her men that look like this provide survival for you. So you should find a man that looks like this. And so her natural and carnal instincts could, in a lot of cases, make her be attracted to guys with a belly, to guys that are a little chubby, to guys that look like the men in her family. And it's the same thing with men that grew up in a family with skinny guys, or a family with short guys, or a family with tall guys, or different complexions, different cultures, different practices, different traditions. You understand? Guys who dress a certain way, guys who have a certain occupation. For example, a woman who grew up in they call them like military brats, right? A child who grows up on or near a military base, right? She might be more attracted to men in uniforms. She might be more attracted to men in the army, right? Because her father, her brothers, her granddad, he was in the army. He was an officer. He was a man of the uniform. You understand? So she's just naturally attracted to men in uniform. So this is why you don't have to really worry about looking a certain way and trying to look like the other guy. The point of the matter is to be yourself. Celebrate your own unique and specialized masculine identity. Right? Because with that, you give yourself a chance of attracting someone who is truly attracted to you, as opposed to a woman who is attracted to you through regular just ego or a herd mentality. You see what I'm saying? So just be yourself, man. That's literally it. Just do things a certain specific and particular way that speaks to your masculine identity, right? Show up in a situation and be congruent with who you are as a man, right? So what do I mean? I mean, just like how you like to dress, be clean, smell good, wear the type of colognes that you like to wear, or let's just say you don't like wearing colognes, right? Maybe you like wearing like natural oils or something. Wear those things, right? Smell good, look good, feel good, be educated enough that you can be you. So what do I mean by that? Like if you have a certain hobby, if you have a certain career, interest, or profession, you want to be able to talk about your career, your interest, your hobby, your profession, like someone who knows what they're talking about, right? Because that is going to give off an air of confidence about you. Okay. But if you are a carpenter, you don't need to be talking a whole bunch of political science stuff. You understand what I'm saying? The point is to be you. So if you're a carpenter, talk about different types of wood, right? Talk about furniture, talk about what you do, and sound competent and confident in what you do. You don't have to be like everybody else. You get what I'm saying? Again, just like how you want to dress, present yourself a certain special and unique way, and therefore you'll be able to truly attract the right kind of women, the compatible women, the compliant women, the women who, when they see you and they have that deep, innate attraction to you, it's almost like they can't even help themselves, and they want to get to know you. They want to spend more time with you. And it's from a real and true place that is originated deep within their psyche, deep within who they are as a person, right? Because as a man with a masculine identity, when you're going out meeting women and doing your thing, talking to women, dating, what you're actually looking for is you. You understand? You're looking for a woman who has reflections of you. You're looking for a woman who can appreciate your masculine identity. You're looking for a woman who can appreciate the value of your unique identity. That's what you're truly looking for. Because if you're looking for anything else, it ultimately becomes a disingenuous situation and it never lasts. Now, can you go out and just date and have fun with women who you know for a fact are not actually compatible with you? Sure. But you don't want to take those situations seriously and try to force a square into a circle hole. You get what I'm saying? You don't want to do that. So just be conscious of what you're doing. Be conscious of who you're attracting and how you're doing what you're doing. You understand? But when it comes to having authentic compatibility and attraction, you have to be yourself, and you're looking for the woman that is a reflection of you, a reflection of your unique and masculine identity. All right. So it's your boy, Miles Cunningham. Hope you got something from this video. Hope you're having a great day. Be good to yourself. Be grateful. And remember, the truth is inside you. Peace.